Visible to all your followers and on your profile page. So tweets are visible to all your followers and on your profile page. So again, the people that you follow aren't going to show up on that page. They're also indexable by search engines. Some people talk about search engine optimization with Twitter. What that means to you is that these tweets, since they're out on the web, can get crawled. So even though this is a little post and you made an article and said, I just posted this article on my blog or whatever it is, that can potentially get indexed or will probably get indexed by Google. Somebody could Google something and come across your tweet and click on that link. Twitter is, for us, our #1 referring site. And I just think that's crazy to think that the social property is generating that much traffic to our site. I said refer. I didn't say that doesn't include search engines, but as a referring source. All right, so learning the lingo of tweets and what all this stuff means. Tweet is an update or a post, so that's your 140 character thing. DM is a direct message. You're going to see the syntax and how to use these in the next slide. RT equals retweet, which is used quite a bit. @username is a public reply, so if you were going to reply at me, you would say @TMA Marketing. And that was a great presentation you gave today. Pound and a keyword is called a hashtag. This one's really kind of interesting. With search engines and aggregators out there, one question is how do search engines organize what people are talking about in real time? And the way that they do it, it kind of evolved out of blogging. They use tags for their blog, and a tag is a keyword. So let's just take, for example, there was an earthquake in Minnesota. As people were talking in real time, they would be putting keywords along with what they were talking about, and they would say earthquake. And so the aggregators group all that information together, and they say, wow, this is a trending topic, and it starts to come up to the top. And that's the purpose of tagging or hashtags in this case. To do a hashtag, all you do is put a pound and then what the keyword is all about. You don't have to do this every single time, and it does count towards the characters in your tweet, but it does get grouped with other people that are talking about it, so it makes you easier to find with other engines out there like Twitter search feature, Twello, and some of these other directories that are out there. Tiny URL and bit.ly. One is called is.gd, is good. Are URL redirects that are specifically used to shorten and track URLs. So these are some potential tweets that I could give. So the first one could be giving a presentation at the Minnesota BBB today about Twitter. So you asked, what could I say? Well, that would be a relevant one. In fact, Twitter's fame came from an event called South by Southwest, which is like a music festival or whatever. And there was I think they just hit it right, but there was a lot of people that were using Twitter to talk about what was going on during the event. And that alone just made it huge. And so you'll find that at events, people are using their Twitter accounts on a regular basis. So if the Pioneer Press was there, or a news channel, we have one client that does fishing tournaments. They post on a regular basis what's going on, so in little tidbits of information. Next is an @reply, and this is, I think that might have been one I actually did. I love the show Deadliest Catch. I just get a kick out of that show. And so if I wanted to say something to them, again, this is public on my page. I use @DeadliestCatch. Great episode last night. That, by the way, if you're a Deadliest Catch watcher, goes towards the Cornelia Marie. That's actually their account. If you want to hit Discovery Channel, they have a different account address. But here's a case of why you need to solidify your name and time. Okay, because I'm guessing that these guys got to it first before Discovery Channel did. And so the Cornelia Marie has that. And so you can talk to the Cornelia Marie. How cool is that? I've talked to lots of people. I talked to MSN. I've talked to Google. Ingrid Michaelson, who's a musician. these people you would never have the chance to ever talk to and actually exchange words without using this. Go ahead.
Why would you use the at instead of the DM? The at reply instead of the DM when you're talking to people?
Because my followers can see that I said,
You want them to see what you're telling them. But
yes.
You don't care about the responses at all. You don't want people to see the response to what you send.
They can follow it. I haven't gotten there yet, but they can follow it. And because I said at Deadliest Catch, they can, this right here, I should have mentioned this. This is actually clickable on your account. So if they click on that, they're going to go to Deadliest Catch, and they're going to find what that person said so they can follow the communication.
Not the direct message, though.
Not the direct message. Right.
So they could follow, I mean, so it's public, but kind of more controlled, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yep, that's a good way of thinking about it. Next. Nope, it's you basically see what somebody else wrote. So imagine that you wrote this. You said, at Deadliest Catch, we're giving away t-shirts to new followers. This would be a great contest, okay, like, and I'm going to pick on Hilton here for a second, but let's say they're giving away a free night stay somewhere. I think that's cool. So I'm going to retweet what they just said. So I didn't do anything other than click a button to retweet the thing. But the syntax is RT space and then that person's message. When you use some of these clients, these desktop clients, it will do it for you. So it's very simple to do. But all you're doing is just trying to get it out there. Like, this is cool. Let's talk about that. Direct message. There's a section on Twitter to send direct messages right there. There are programs that help you send direct messages automatically. As I mentioned before, direct messaging is kind of dead because of this whole following thing. People tend to overfollow a lot and they'll automatically send a direct message to you, and it's not human. It's like, thanks for following me, and it gets boring after a while. So people don't like that. But in some cases it does work. So you might find that you meet somebody through this channel, and actually I have a good one here, but like I talk to a lot of people about the show, Deadliest Catch, even though it's our corporate account, and I'll direct message them and say, that was so cool last night, and and that kind of thing. So it does have a purpose. And again, the hashtag would look like this: new episode of Deadliest Catch airs tonight, #Deadliest Catch. So in those aggregators, that's going to group all that content together so you can see and read what everybody else is saying about that one topic.
So then can you click on that?
Not the #Deadliest Catch thing, no. Only if it's got the at reply.
Those aren't underscored like normal links then?
Correct, they're not.
So then how do you follow the grouping of that?
You have to do a search for it in like Twitter search or some other aggregator that's out there.
Seeing that hashtag there lets you know that you can search for it.
Yeah, and that the person is organizing their own content. By the way, if you've ever gone on a blog and you see like a bunch of keywords to the side and you see some are bigger than other ones, okay, those are tags. The bigger the word is, the more things they've written about that they've tagged. So that means the topic is trending, and that's what they talk about. I'm glad you asked the question. There's one called Twit's Scoop, and you can access it via their website or you can access it through TweetDeck, and it has this cloud. They call that a tag cloud, and the bigger ones more people are talking about. So you can see what's going on during the day. So if there's actually some major event happening, like there's an earthquake or the plane crashed or whatever it is, you'll tend to see these topics rise. And it's a way to cut through that clutter.